And just being outside can hurt your eyes, even burn them, and lead to vision problems later. It's not just the eclipse, people. It's all the time with the sun.
What is the perfect bite? That mix of flavors, textures, colors, and aromas that come together in one amazing amuse-bouche. Big ideas expressed in small bites. That's our podcast, a variety of inspiring topics to make your financial goals and dreams a reality.
Brought to you by Clark County Credit Union for your weekly serving of food reviews, financial education, and life hacks that your future self will appreciate. It's the perfect bite of interesting information to start your week. Welcome to episode 96 of The Perfect Bite. I'm Crystal Price.
And I'm Shannon Hiller. Let's dig in.
We love trying new dishes here at The Perfect Bite, and we found some great dairy-free options at Karved. Next, we'll talk about the biggest financial hurdles young people face, and finally, we'll share health tips to help you feel amazing this season while still enjoying the warmer weather.
Each week on The Perfect Bite, we visit a locally owned Southern Nevada restaurant that we hope will become your new favorite. And this week, we're sharing a local spot near Maryland Parkway in Flamingo called Karved. There is another location off of Russell Road as well, and I was very excited to try this spot. It has great reviews on Yelp. Plus, just there's always some creative restaurants going in near and around UNLV. Crystal and I had just done a financial education seminar nearby, and I had seen this kind of on the list, and so I was like, let's stop right now. We're going to stop in for lunch. It has a large menu of sandwiches, salads, and wraps, and I was so happy to find out that all of their sauces are dairy-free. The girls at the counter were so sweet, so I'd ordered, and of course I ordered multiple things because, I have to research it for the podcast, but I had asked, does this have dairy? Does this have cheese? And it's like I feel so annoying trying to do that, but she's like, no, you can have this one, you can have that one, and then when I went to pick up my order, I don't know if she's the owner or the chef, but she came around and she's like, hey, just so you know, like all of these sauces, like every single one on the list on the wall are dairy free, and like took the time to talk to me. I thought that was nice. Really sweet. So I was like, oh, I will definitely be back then, because it's hard to find like not vegan, but just dairy free.
No, I'll need to check this place out for my son, because he's dairy free.
I don't know if is it a Target that used to be there on Flamingo? Oh yeah. It's right in that shopping center.
I know where that is.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Right there. So I ordered 2 sandwiches, a chicken pita, which the girl at the counter recommended to me, and their Italian sandwich called the porchetta. And the porchetta was a very popular one on Yelp, so I knew I needed to pick that one. It's a pork loin sandwich, but it also has crispy pork belly as well. It's served with a lemon caper sauce, gremolata, and arugula. So it's very like herby, fresh. It's like an oil and vinegar type of sauce on top. And then this roll was like a classic, like crunchy on the outside, chewy on the inside Italian roll. And at first it was honestly a little hard to eat because they put so much meat and toppings in there, but it's just such a really good flavor. I was eating it going like, I don't think I've ever had this flavor before. Like, I don't know. I haven't experienced that in a while where I'm like, this is a new combination. Like, this is really good. And then I got, again, the roasted chicken pita, and they're known for their rotisserie dishes. That's actually in the name, Karved, like a rotisserie restaurant or something like that. And so it was a rotisserie chicken with tomato, red pickled onion, and hummus, and a creamy herb dressing, which I would usually be like, that's a no-go, but they said it was dairy-free, so I was so excited. It was also a really large portion, and I ate about half because, I ordered a ton of food. And I had so much extra that I took the chicken out and made it into a Greek salad for lunch the next day. So that was great. But each of those was about, I don't know, $12 to $15 a piece. I also got a side of Brussels sprouts, and it just had herbs and salt and pepper and like oil, and they marinated it like that. So that was also very good. I like to order Brussels sprouts when I don't have to cook them. And just a ton of other options. So I think next time I go, I'll get their buffalo chicken wrap, which looked really good, and then maybe one of their salads. But yeah, it's hard to find, like I said, non-vegan but dairy-free. So definitely if you're looking for something like that, check it out. If you have a recommendation for a restaurant or dish for us to try, send us a message at ThePerfectBite@ccclv.com. We're always open to new ideas. Up next, we're discussing financial challenges young people are facing right now and some tips to overcome them.
The younger generation is facing different financial hurdles than their parents or grandparents, and they need unique solutions. So for many young adults, they relied on their parents to handle financial matters, and then they go off to college, and suddenly then they're tasked with making these financial decisions. There are 4 big hurdles young adults must learn to overcome to manage their money effectively, and today we're going to talk about those. So the first one is financial literacy or financial education, financial wellness. Really, I think financial education is something that should be taught in schools, but us here, we've heard over and over again that many schools don't teach it. We try our best at the credit union to kind of go out to schools and teach it, but definitely
it's not required. So
it's not a requirement. I think slowly but surely schools are trying to implement it, but it is still something that's lacking. So a lot of students will graduate college and they don't have an understanding of budgeting, saving, investing, or managing debt, honestly. So some tips that we have for financial education for students or young adults is to look for ways to find free education elsewhere. For us here at the credit union, we do offer free resources online through our Banzai resources, and that's through our website. So you could check that out, something like that, or even just honestly Googling free online resources for budgeting or money handling, and just using those resources to learn the basics of savings, the basics of budgeting, to have a better understanding without just going out there
learning
blindly.
the hard way.
Yes.
Yep.
Don't learn the hard way, guys. The next hurdle students need to understand or need to overcome is repaying student loans. The current economic situation has made it difficult to repay student loans, and no matter how good of a job they've landed, that still may not be enough to actually pay the student loans back. Right now, the current graduation school debt is estimated that it's about $37,650 per individual. So for a new graduate, the average student loan debt or debt to income ratio is 63%. In the United States, as of 2023, the total debt is $1.6 trillion. That is huge. The tip is to explore repayment plans, loan forgiveness programs. Those are some possible ways. They're not guarantees. So definitely look for ways to create a budget. Look at those resources for budgeting, any kind of ways to hopefully help you reach your financial goals. Also, check out grants, things like that. Those can also help you hopefully avoid
and scholarships.
Yeah, grants and scholarships. We actually just had our scholarships go out to 10 students from the Valley that are member students. And then the next one is to learn to invest and take risks. So in 2008, a lot of students or a lot of young adults witnessed a lot of their parents go through the recession of 2008. So I think a lot of them have this fear of investing in their long-term goals. But investing doesn't have to be scary, and investing doesn't always mean cryptocurrency, which is not, as probably you may have also seen, is not the best way. People lost a lot of money in that as well. So another way to invest is in a 401k. Where you might be able to invest in your retirement through your employer. Your employer does all the investing, and they have professionals who know where to put that money smartly into stocks, bonds for your future retirement. If you're looking into investing in stocks, the tip here is to actually buy a book on investing, take courses, or speak to a certified wealth manager for investment strategies. Don't do it on your own. Don't go in there blindly.
Which we do have at Clark County Credit Union.
For free.
With our investment center.
Yes. And the fourth thing that young people should overcome or need to overcome is societal pressures. So I think for older generations, the status quo is, get married, buy a house, have kids, drive a car. That's kind of the thing people, thought that was the thing to aspire to. But younger adults now, that they don't have to, keep up with the Joneses. That's not something that they have to do. They now have the freedom to kind of do things on their own terms. So renting, longer is okay. They have the opportunity to move to other cities when they rent. They don't have to be tied down to a mortgage. They can maybe travel a little bit more, start a new company, things like that. The American dream does not always have to mean buying a house, getting a nice car, earning a higher salary. It means being free to do what you want, what makes you happy, while trying to achieve your other financial goals, whatever those look like. Now we're going to take a break to hear from our sponsor.
CCCU has a bonus for you. High five! It's 5% interest on a bonus checking account, only available at Clark County Credit Union. That's 5% on your money, and it's just one more benefit of membership at Clark County Credit Union. Isn't it time for you to join? Anyone can be a member, because if somebody's making money off your checking account, shouldn't it be you? Open a bonus checking account today and start earning your 5%, only at CCCU. Funds privately insured by American Share Insurance.
Next up is our Future Self segment inspired by the Happiness Project. Summer can be the perfect time for outdoor activities, spending time with friends and family, getting all that vitamin D that you need, but there's some negatives that can come from being in the sun. And so here's some reminders to ensure that you're feeling your best all season long. I actually heard recently that we're getting less and less vitamin D because we wear sunscreen more. Like my moisturizer on my face has sunscreen.
Block it.
And yeah, it's not allowing our bodies to absorb. So anyway, that aside, but when you are out in the sun, there's so many reasons to protect your skin. And there's ways to do it where you're still in style, you still look cute. One, I do this for all my kids. They have Rash Guards, so like the shirts that wear over your swimsuit when you're swimming. And this just helps protect their skin from the sun. You don't have to worry about putting as much sunscreen on or reapplying because the material already has an SPF in it, and you just can not worry about it as much.
Yeah.
I have totally gone to this old lady emerging from the garden, wide brimmed sun hat. Baseball caps are great, especially if it's windy or like I'm out at a game. But if I'm like actually out in the sun, I will wear this like sun hat, and it's actually cute. So check those out. And then a darker hat actually may offer more UV protection. So if you are going to go with the baseball cap, choose a darker color. That's something that I learned. Always reapply sunscreen. So choose a sunscreen marked broad spectrum and with an SPF 30 or higher. Sometimes you see these ones that are like 80 SPF. It's like, oh, I don't think you're just going to reapply, but I think 30 or higher is probably safe. And then one mistake is just people don't always reapply. So get something that's easy and on the go. They have sunscreen sticks or even a powder. We use the powder, for face or like even hair.
I didn't know there was a powder.
Yeah. It's just like
cool.
Awesome. Easy. And it looks good over your makeup if you are wearing makeup. Oh. And then also there's just other ways to cover up. So lips, you can get a chapstick that has an SPF in it. Make sure you don't miss these other spots like your ears. Like I mentioned, the scalp and the hairline, tops of your feet. Oh, that happened to me when I was in Hawaii recently. Even your eyelids. So if you're not wearing glasses, there's just areas that might be exposed. Your hands, just make sure that you're definitely covering up. So things you don't think about, right?
I never thought about a lot of these, but I remember like years ago watching something and hearing about someone who got cancer like on the top of their ear or something like that. And it was like, oh my gosh, like I need to do this. Like all of these little places that you never think of. So yeah.
Right. I mean, and sun is like the biggest way that you age your skin, guys. So if you want to stay looking younger, you need to be using sunscreen. The next thing for summer tips is to keep hydrated, and the healthiest drink on a hot summer day is water. Sometimes that gets a little bit boring, so we like to mix it up. I'll do like a big jar on the counter, those like huge like sun ones, and you can have berries or melons. You can even put cucumbers. I'll just usually put lime slices in there. Good. It's just like a little extra thing. Next one, get the right sunglasses. It can be easy to forget about protecting your eyes from the sun, and just being outside can hurt your eyes, even burn them, and lead to vision problems later. It's not just the eclipse, people. It's all the time with the sun. So choose the right sunglasses. The labels will say that they block, 99% to 100% of UVA and UVB light. And make sure that you're wearing glasses. My sister actually is having issues with her eyes, and it's this like condition that's spreading on her eyes and making her vision hard to see, or it's hard for her to see with her vision. And the doctor said it's from years ago. Too much sun without sunglasses. Oh. She has like really light, fair eyes. And I guess that I have brown eyes, so I don't maybe experience
more
it the
protection,
same.
The darker
but yeah, she's like, it's from in my 20s not wearing sunglasses.
Oh, wow.
So wear your sunglasses. And then if you do happen to get sunburned, you missed a spot on all that skincare regimen that we talked about earlier, to lessen the pain of a sunburn, take a cool bath or shower, and then use moisturizer that includes soothing ingredients such as Aloe Vera, and then also be sure to drink plenty of water. Your body needs that water to help heal from the sunburn. So hopefully you don't get to that point. You've taken the precautions, but if you do, make sure that you take care of your skin after a sunburn. For additional summertime tips, you can see the full list from Optum with a link in our show notes.
We want to hear from you. Send us your financial questions or money topics that you'd like to learn more about, and don't forget any fun local food recommendations. Our email is ThePerfectBite@ccculv.com.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode, brought to you by Clark County Credit Union. For additional money management tips and financial calculators, check out our website at ccculv.org. Now that was The Perfect Bite.